Hello traders. So this video we're going to talk about price action and levels within our charts. Okay, so I've been getting quite a few questions from a lot of people this week, specifically trying to fine-tune their entry points and tending to rely too much on the strategy itself for the entry and exit points. And this is just a reminder that the strategy is a guideline as to keep you on the right side of the trend. And your key elements are always going to be price action and levels. Okay, so for those of you that are new to the channel, I will leave a link in the description to the actual strategy itself, but this video is really going to focus on price action and levels. Okay, so the only, it's not really a indicator, but the only element that I do have on these charts is fractals, and fractals are essentially part of price action. Okay, this video is not about fractals. I do have a video on fractals. Just search through the channel, you will find it in my video lists. Okay, so price action, what exactly is that? So price action typically tells you whether you are moving down or whether you're moving up. Okay, so if I start, just find the high point here. So first things to do is to understand that you do have some levels. Okay, so often, I mean, if you've been working through the internet, through YouTube specifically, you'll find lots of people that are trading different kinds of strategies, and you'll find a lot of price action traders. Now, the challenge with price action is, especially for somebody new, it's very difficult to actually try and understand what that price action is. Okay, but the reality is quite simple. The market is either in a trend. Okay, so if you look here, draw your line. I'll do it that way. Okay, we are in a trend. Let's delete that one. So here the market is in a trend, or alternatively, we are in a range, and I will get a block here for a range. Okay, or we are in a channel. Okay, and I'm going to put a channel over here. Okay, and that is pretty much the three elements that you have. So we're either trending up, trending down. We're trending up or down in a channel. Sometimes we will just trend up or down without being in a channel. It'll just go in a straight line. Or we're moving sideways and we're in some form of a range. Right, so those are typically the only things that the market will be doing. We're either trending up or down, we are going sideways, okay, or we are in a channel of sorts. Okay, now each one of those brings with it a different view. Now I'm actually just picking on this area here, okay, because there are a couple of things happening here. So first thing is, let's move that down there. Okay, the first thing I want us to worry about is this area over here. Okay, so we started off the day with a gap up, and this is actually, these dotted lines here is a week. So this is a Monday where we gapped up, we rallied, and then we went sideways. And we probably went sideways for 2 days. Okay, but now have a look at what price action is telling you here. Firstly, we have a rally, then we have an engulfing pattern. Now, engulfing pattern is something that is very important to me, okay, because that is a bearish signal. But the next bar is an inside bar. So now I have a bullish pattern. So first I had a bearish pattern. I would have needed to break below here for the move down. Now I have a bullish pattern. So big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion. Okay, or alternatively, we're ranging. Now what I'm looking for is a break either side of the highs and lows here, because we are now in a channel. Okay, We then got a breakout to the top, but look at the tail. Now, the next thing that you need to understand is every tail is telling you a story. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a level on this tail. And then let's just look to the left to see what's there. Okay, first thing you'll notice is this inside tail. Okay, I keep moving back, you'll see there's another inside tail. Now when I talk about inside tails, that is what defines my level for me. Now what is an inside tail? I'm going to use a diagonal line here to show you. So price came down. If I keep going back to the left, somewhere along the line will be another inside tail. You see there is an inside tail. Okay, so let's just come back to here and we just ascertain exactly what is an inside tail. Okay, so price came down, buyers stepped in here. This bar is telling me buyers stepped in. The question you've got to ask yourself always is why? And if you look to the left, you will see that it is some kind of a level. There will be more tails that are touching this area. Now, if you ignore everything to the left, so in other words, I just do, oh, we're not being able to do that with this charting package. Okay. You're going to have to visualize this. So ignore everything to the left from this point here. No, I don't do. That's not going to work. Leave that. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out a way how I can eliminate this for you to help you, but it's not going to happen. So price came down, and we bounced, and we moved up. Without this happening to the right, this would not be an inside bar. At the point where price came below it, so in other words, we see these bars here broke below this level, that is now an inside bar. So now basically what I'm expecting is that's a breakout level, and I'm expecting us to retest it. We don't quite retest it. You can see there's some retesting here. We are still trending down in a fairly big channel. Okay. So from a price action perspective, we have broken below this level. I'm expecting a retest or a pullback, okay, for a continuation to the downside, which we got a second leg to the downside. You can see broke below this level, came up to retest. Now ask yourself, why did we step in there? Okay, you'll see that there was an inside tail right over here, which the seller stepped in off. Okay, now sometimes it's not clear cut, and this what I'm showing you is not clear cut, and I'm doing that on purpose to show you that it's not voodoo, but it's also not an exact science. Sometimes it does work out exactly, and it's quite impressive, but other times it doesn't. Okay, now market is channeled down. Now look what's happening between that level there and that level there. We're getting buyers stepping in. Okay, we've come down. We've now stepped out of the channel, and now we've reversed. So just delete the noise. So first things first, let's ask ourselves, what exactly happened here? I'm just going to put this in right like that. So what happened at this level? Now normally what would transpire, okay, so we're looking for this area here. I'm on the weekly chart. Now if I look to the left, you'll see that there are quite a few levels here. Okay, so the one that I'd be really interested in would be this one, because there are two fractals on the weekly, one there, one there. Price came past it, so that is an inside tail. Okay, so I would expect that level to be tested somewhere along the line. If we come back to the 3 hour and just get the There's Murphy's Law now. We're going to lose that. No, just side. There it is. There. Come back to our 3 hour. There we go. Okay, so now I can delete this. Now you'll see those two lines that I drew in there was exactly where price came down to. Okay, and then we bounced off there. So that there is a weekly level. So what am I saying? All your inside tails, which is essentially a level on your higher time frames, are extremely important to take cognos of. So every morning when I do my review videos, I always start on the daily or the weekly, sometimes the monthly, and I look for those levels. If there's a significant level that's within the range of the day's trade, that get put on the charts so that we know to pay attention to it. Okay, so every tail tells a story, and we can go through this chart for days and days. And if you put a line on every single tail, whether it's to the downside or let's do that, whether it's to the upside, you are going to get the same reaction. Okay, so let's look at this consolidation here. So we were down in a channel. Now, each one of these legs, if you're on a lower time frame, is going to be a buying or a selling opportunity, just using the same strategy. And I'll show you at the end of the video on basically the price action that's happened over the last 2 days, what I'm talking about. Okay, so looking to the top, there is a swing high, and there is a swing high. Okay, now ignore this here, because those levels there are not inside bars. They are previous highs, so you're looking for a break above them. Okay, but if I look to the left, they will more than likely line up with something that's an inside bar. So this one here, for example, where the sellers were there, it's not an inside bar, but that is an inside bar. Okay, this one here is an inside bar. The next inside bar I'm looking at is this one here. And I'm going to put quite a few in here, okay? There's an inside bar. It coincides with this inside bar, and these are pretty close as well. Okay, and bear in mind, I'm only using the fractals because every tail tells a story, but the fractal is, to me, is the most important story that I need to pay attention to. Now let's come back here and see exactly what transpires. So the buyer stepped in off a level. We rallied. Okay, that's not an inside tail, nor is that, and you can see price goes straight through it. Okay, that there is an inside tail. Double inside tail right there. So that's a significant level. Look what happened. We had a 1 bar pullback. So there was some profit taking there. So essentially what's happened is thousands of algorithms and people are trading price action or levels, and that is a level. So they've taken their profit, came back, and then we got an inside bar, and that's price action. We'll get to price action now. And then we rallied further. Okay, so the importance of levels, I can't even stress the importance of levels. If there are traders out there that make tons of money just trading levels, that don't actually get involved with oscillators and indicators. They really just trade levels. And it is daunting, I'm not going to lie to you. But if you can sit down and basically go through at least an hour every morning, just go back to the beginning of time on a chart. And you go all the way back and then work your way across. And understand why price turned at those levels. Those levels are essentially support and resistance, and that is what you need to focus on. That is probably the most key thing that you can teach yourself, is to understand price's behavior at levels. Okay, you are probably going to get a 70 to 75% success rate focusing on high levels, in other words, higher time frame levels, okay, and then trading off a lower time frame and taking profit or getting in your entry points at those levels. Now, the 279 strategy teaches you to look for those levels, but then also to make sure that they coincide with your oscillators and with the moving averages, because then it just gives you a higher probability of getting the trade correct. Okay, so let's just spend a little bit of time on price action. Now, what I want to do here is I just want to find a trend. So let's start with a downward trend. Okay, so price action. So normally what happens is price will rally in 2 steps. So it'll either rally in 2 steps or it'll fall in 2 steps. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So if I just take it from this area here, price goes 1 step, then we consolidate, and then price goes a 2nd step. Okay, and normally, I'm saying normally, not all the time, this second leg is the same height or the same number of points as the first leg. Okay, so this one wasn't quite the same, but it is normally the case. So first leg, consolidate, second leg. Okay, if we look to the downside, you can see here, so within this area here, there's green bars. So, you've had down, pull back, down, pull back. So if I just take these 2 legs here, I had a move down, consolidation, move down. Okay, so there's my consolidation. There. Let's do this. There's my move down. There's my second move down. And we even came back to test the break here and down. Okay, what I mean by testing the break, as price moved past here, that's now an inside bar. It's a breakout of a range. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a retest. There's a retest there. And we fell off again. Okay, so simple thing to understand. Price is moving up. It normally trends, then it ranges, and then it trends again. Okay. A lot of times, when you get reversals, it's off a major level, so it's normally a weekly level, and you often expect a retest of this level here. But now the retest doesn't have to happen the same week, the same day, the same month, the same year, the same decade. But there is a fairly good chance that that breakout is going to be retested sometime. Okay, you can see there's a retest and it comes down. Okay. Right. So, levels and trends. Guys, I can't stress how important that is. You can see the trend here. You can see it is moving up. You can see that it's going sideways. You know that if it breaks either side of these 2 fractals, that's the direction you need to go in. Okay? Here you can see we've had a move to the upside. This could be seen as an exhaustion bar because it's a massive gap and then very small bars. It doesn't go into sideways like this where you're anything like that, and then we get some patterns here which are telling us there's a potential reversal. So let's start with those patterns. So first things, I suppose now, what I'm going to do here is just zoom in a bit because these 2 are very small. So I've got 2 spinning tops, range bars. So wherever I see a bar, either with a long tail like this one here, okay, although that just tells us confusion. Buyers were in and sellers were in. So if I see a long tail, which is a pin bar, I'm paying attention to what happens to that thing. If I see a range bar, which in other words, there's a range bar, there's a range bar, there's a range bar. These 2 are range bars. Okay, but more importantly, between those 2 there, that's an engulfing bar. So in other words, it's bigger than the body of this bar. And then we've got continuation. So that is potentially a reversal signal. Now, in this scenario, it's not crystal clear, but it is still a reversal pattern. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you are looking and saying, what? You're looking at it in hindsight. Yes, I am looking at it in hindsight, but that is how you learn. Now here is another pattern, and that pattern is essentially a buying pattern. But when you see this, you don't just jump in. You're looking for confirmation. So you need to see price break above this, the high of this bar. So why is this a bullish pattern? Well, it's almost 2 pin bars. Okay, so buyers, you can see the buyers are stepping in. This is what that bar is telling you. There are buyers stepping in, and it is an inside bar. That was so that was engulfing. This is what's referred to as an inside bar. What I mean by inside bar, the body of this bar fits inside the body of the previous bar. The previous bar is red, this is green, so this is a buying inside bar. So if we get a break above that level, which is 25,881, then I would expect price to continue. That is also the trade, the most logical trade that I would be looking for in this scenario. And you can see it would have been wrong. Okay, but why? Because we were trending. We were trending in an upward trend. And if I put this trend line in, okay, we were trending in the upward trend. So that to me would have been the swing low. I may have been expecting a gap close as well, which we didn't quite get. We actually motored through it, but irrelevant. But that there would have been a signal for me to buy. I would have got that wrong. Okay, but my entry would have been above this level here with a stop below this fractal here. Okay, that would never have been triggered. But it would have been the correct trade because we are still in an upward trend. Only once we break below this level here, which is the previous swing low, can I even consider that the trend is now broken. Okay, I could have gambled with this area here because we have broken through the trend line and we have tested the break. Now price always comes back to test. Remember, I've shown you already on the levels, it comes back to test the breakouts on the levels, but it also comes back to test the breakouts of diagonal trend lines like this, moving average breakouts, ichimoku cloud breakouts, you name it. So any kind of trend oscillator, you will see that price will always come back to test the breakouts of those trends. Okay, now let's look at, here's a pin bar. What does the pin bar tell me? Price is going to move up. Price did move up, but draw your trend line in. Okay, we are in a downward trend. So the actual trade I'm looking for, the safe trade, is shorts because we've broken through the previous swing low here. I would expect a retest. We didn't quite get it. There was the attempt, and then we moved off. The minute I see something like this, I'm expecting price to turn around to the upside, but not necessarily go to the moon. So I'm expecting it. Nice pin bar, massive candle next, which is always a nice follow-through signal, but a lot of times it's also an exhaustion bar. But again, I'm looking for a second move. You can see there's my first move, pull back, there's my second move, straight onto the top of this channel. Okay, let's delete that. So you can see the importance of pin bars. Pin bars is another pin bar, and we move to the downside. And normally when you see a pin bar, you can put a trade right under the pin bar, stop above it, and at least look for the height of that pin bar is your trade. If you don't believe me, there is a pin bar, and that's where you can see it missed it here, and then there it is. Okay, if I take this one here is also a pin bar. Okay, where does price go to? Goes pretty much to there. Okay, so that is pretty much a rule of thumb when you see pin bars. You can work it out, go back in time, and you'll see any time frame. That's pretty much a lot of times what happens. Okay, now you can see pin bar, and then you have a engulfing bar. So when you get two signals like this off a level, and remember that there is a reason why the sellers are coming off that level. Look to the left, see if you can figure it out. There's a swing low. There's some more interaction with that level. Okay, so always look to the left. Ask yourself, are we at a level? If we're at a level, this is a short entry because the probability of it going through at this stage after trying, normally it tries 3 times, but when you've got this, you've got a pin bar with confirmation. You've got a massive engulfing bar here. So this bar is bigger than the previous bar. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that kind of stuff. I'm looking for pin bars and I'm looking for inside bars. Those are the ones that tell me what's going on. Here's an inside bar in a downward trend. We rally ever so slightly and then we continue the trend. Okay, always trade with the trend. So in this case here, I'm not looking to get long. Okay, as when you get more and more confident with your trading and you start reading price action better, you'll be able to take these longs. But in this scenario here, the longs are scalps because the trend is down. Your moving average will tell you, you'll find as soon as you put your moving averages onto these, that price is below the moving averages, so your trend is down. Okay, so I'm always looking for pin bars, engulfing bars, and inside bars. And that's it. Those are the 3 patterns that I'm looking for. And I'm always looking for 2 of them at least. If I can get 2 of them, that gives me confidence that this is not going to break through this level. We're looking to pull back, and then the pullback happens. Okay. Now let's just shoot across to the price action of the last couple of days. And I'm now going to drill down to a 12-minute chart. Okay. And the reason I want to do this is because the volatility, specifically of yesterday, was absolutely insane. Okay. So let's just start off early in the morning. So this is pretty much early morning time frame. What I haven't spoken about is patterns, consolidation patterns, but we'll get to that now. So I've spoken about a range, right? And all agree with me, there is a range. But this here is a consolidation pattern as well. And that is pretty much a megaphone. Okay, now, logic is quite simple. Look at the close of the previous day. Inside bar, tails. This is almost a pin bar as well. That is a potential reversal pattern. And you then get a gap up into consolidation. Okay, so important to look at. Look there, pin bar. Okay, I'm expecting it to come down, but the trend is currently up. Look at this. Trend is up. We've created a new high here, consolidated up. This is just telling me there's a pullback. I'm looking for another opportunity to get long. Inside bar, pin bar, 2 positive signals. I need to be long. And long is the trade I'm looking for because the trend is currently up. Okay. All the way up, you can see all these fractals is higher low, higher high, or sorry, higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay, higher low. Another pattern that you're always looking for, again, is a consolidation pattern. Okay, but it is ranges and wedges. Okay, so you draw from the bottom there, to the bottom there, and along the tops. That's a consolidation pattern. And there's your breakout. And remember what I said? From the last move, so there's a red bar there. So this is the green move we want here to there. That is your profit taking area. And look, guys took profit here. Break of the range, moves to the downside, another attempt to the upside. Anyway, So the lower time frames also happen. Now look here. There's a whole lot of buyers stepping in here. See all these tails here? That's telling you that there are buyers coming in here. So you are still looking to be with the upward trend, although it's got volatile here, it's got very volatile, and now you're still looking to go with the trend, and this is looking like an opportunity to get in. Did it come off a level? Not really. That's the level that you would have been aiming for over there. Okay, you can see how price interacted with it later on, there and there, but this area here wasn't quite a level. So would I have a limit order in here? No. I would have probably had a limit order in on that fractal there, waiting for this swing low to come back and test it for a pickup. Would I have had a trade on a break of these two range bars? Yes. And why is that? Because I have, forget the tails for now, I have engulfing, so this body is bigger than this previous body. Okay. Then I have it's an inside bar, so the body almost fits inside. It's close enough for me anyway. So this body fits inside this previous body. Okay, I've got all these tails, and then I get this pin bar. In other words, yes, I'd be looking for a break of this pin bar. I'd be looking for a long, and there goes my long. Then I get a big inside bar here, get out of it. I got one here, probably, I would have got out of this level, but this is volatility. Okay. Now, often when this happens, we need to be even lower down and be looking at the 5-minute charts. Now, if you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see there's pin bar. Okay. I want a break above it is long, and over here is my stop loss. Up. Oops, there's another pin bar. I think I better get out of this. Here I've got an inside bar. See that? Green, red, inside bar. There I've got an engulfing bar. I'm looking for a short here, and there's a short that we're bouncing around off levels, and we are forming wedges. Break out, come back, test the break, because there's a break of the wedge, come back, test, and then we rally. Okay? Pin bar, get out of it. On the break, and I mean, here's a great example again on the pin bar. That's the height of the pin bar. Where did the profit taking happen? Pretty much the height of that bar. Okay. Here you can see lots of confusion, big up, big down, big up, big confusion. But again, this here is a reversal pattern. Why? Because the red bar opened above the green bar and then closed down in the green bar. Normally I want to see this at least halfway down the previous bar before I commit to a trade. My commitment on this kind of trade would have been down, then this bar would have happened. I would have been looking for an entry here, the stop above there, because it's a lower high and it's a range bar. Okay, so range bars or spinning tops, which essentially you can look at them as pin bars as well. Not as important as pin bars. Pin bars are, for me, the most important signal that I can see. And the definition of a pin bar is I want the tail on the downside to be longer than the body, or if it's to the upside, I want the tail to the upside to be longer than the body. Okay, so that is kind of the way that I would strongly suggest you do some back testing for yourselves. Go back in time, look for the patterns. If you don't believe me, go and do it for yourself, and you need to do it for yourself. I mean, here I can already see inside bar, inside bar, inside bar. Okay, and remember, from a price action perspective now, we're ranging. Okay, now if I come to the hour, you'll see we have some consolidation here, and that's a triangle consolidation. Now, this kind of consolidation can break either side, but these fractals, so that one there, and I'm already looking at this for next week's trading, those are the two levels that I need to pay attention to next week. A break either side of those levels is going to give me the direction for the week. And if you look for 2 days, it was trending down. And then we got this kind of price action here where you got the inside bar. So big down, big up, big down, big confusion. So wait, and you can see we had some more big confusion here. Then the buyer stepped in at the close and drove it up, and then we just went straight into a range. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that you really need to pay attention to. And I'm just going to close off this video now by opening up the strategy, and you'll see how important it was to pay attention to this area here, because all the moving averages, sorry, all the oscillators are grouped to the downside. Okay, we've got deviation, we're off a level, and we've rallied, and we're now looking to be in a change of direction. If I go to the 3 hour, same picture, there's a grouping. There's a grouping with an engulfing green bar. What does that tell me? It tells me that I have a potential mini rally. The trend hasn't changed yet, because for me, that trend has not changed. It's currently down. So this is a pullback to test the previous breakouts. Where are the breakouts? There's the one fractal. There's the other fractal. So we had a little bit of interaction through this one, then we rallied to the next one, and that's the one that price played off. Always put in your 3 fractal levels. There's my next one there. Okay, so all 3 inside bars, those are my levels. Now have a look at how price interacts with it. So I know when I see this pattern, I've got deviation here. I know when I see this pattern, which was off a level. Okay, I'm going to have to go probably very far back to pick that level up. There it is there. Fractal, fractal, fractal. So ideally what I should have had was one there, and one there. So fractal, fractal, fractal. Come back here. Oops, wrong one, sorry. Let's just delete all of that. We want to know why it came off there. Okay, there's an inside bar. There's an inside bar, but it's not a fractal. Here are my fractals here. So there. I want a third one always, and that third one is going to be there. Okay, and it's almost touches there, and it's there. Come back to what price is doing here. Okay, and you can see I'm back in the zone, and you can see price right off this one level here. And if I drill down to the 5 minutes, look at my pin bars off this level. 1, 2, 3 pin bars, inside bar, double pin bar here, confirmation breakout. So there's so much happening at this level, which is telling you this level is fairly significant. And the safe trade would be looking for a trade above the first fractal there, and that was your long trade. And that would have played out quite nicely. Okay, now go back to the 3 or even the 4 hour. You know, look at the oscillators. They're all grouping to the downside. They're warning you that something's about to happen. Look at the hour. It's warning you something's about to happen. Look at the 3 hour. Groupings here. It's warning you something's about to happen. We're at a level. Big inside bar. Rally, pullback. Is this the second move? Was this the second move down I was waiting for? Could very well be. My confirmation now is going to be a break above this level, which is going to be a crossover the moving average as well, and the moving average strategy takes over. Okay, so guys, I cannot stress this enough. if you are just going to focus on these oscillators and think it's a silver bullet, you're in for a nasty surprise. You're going to give your money away. Pay attention to price action, pay attention to levels. And the levels are probably the most important thing you can do. Second is pick price action. Price action that you want to do is pin bars. Okay? Pin bars are the most important bit of price action as far as I'm concerned, because they are probably the most profitable bar to play. Okay? Second is inside bars. Okay? And third is engulfing bars. There are plenty of other patterns, reversal patterns out there, but stick to the ones that are high probability and make sure that they are happening off a level. Levels, always look left. Every tail tells a story. Look for that inside bar. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps you. And hopefully next week we can all make some decent money. And watch out for my videos on Monday morning. And let's see if Trump can ignite the markets again for us this week. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope that helps. And I will catch you later. Cheers for now.